Hey, I'm Todd Newton. Welcome to the sun-soaked paradise that is San Diego, California. From its stunning coastline to the vibrant neighborhoods, just electric with life and energy, to the incredible food, this is a city that has something waiting for the two of us around every corner. It's calling our name, friends, so let's explore. Welcome to the Tattooed Traveler and welcome to San Diego. San Diego, California is known as America's finest city, and with views like that, you will get no argument from me. Whether you're a nature enthusiast, a foodie, or a history buff, San Diego is the perfect blend of relaxation and adventure. So let's start right here in historic Oldtown, the birthplace of California. A visit here transports you back to the early 1800s when San Diego was really just a small Mexican pueblo. Villain, always villain. And we're only 15 miles from the border of Mexico, so you know the cuisine here is as authentic as it gets. Those handmade tortillas made right in front of you, the smell of the spices, the sound of the sizzling carne asada coming from Oldtown Mexican Cafe. Cafe Coyote is another favorite of mine, and the zesty margaritas. Well, they never fail to give you a true taste of Mexico. In addition to the typical souvenirs you'd expect to find, it's nice to go shopping for Mexican folk art, ceramics, hand-woven blankets, leather goods, glassware. Those are staples of Old Town San Diego, as is the architecture. Take the Church of the Immaculate Conception here. It's designed in that classic mission style, which reflects the Spanish colonial heritage of the area. Was originally founded in 1849, and that makes it one of the oldest Catholic parishes in all of California. And you can't really talk about the architecture of Old Town, or the history of Old Town for that matter, without mentioning the Whaley House. This is where history and mystery come together. It was built in 1857 by Thomas Whaley, a successful businessman from New York who moved to San Diego during the California Gold Rush. He and his wife Anna raised 6 kids here, and they experienced a lot of prosperity, but a lot of tragedy, which has led to its reputation as one of the most haunted houses in America. Now, this plaque mentions the first known death on the property, that of Yankee Jim Robinson, a convicted thief who was hanged in 1852. That was years before the Whaley House was built. Thomas Whaley witnessed the execution and claimed that Yankee Jim's ghost haunted the grounds for years after. But this was more than just the family's residence. The house served as a general store, which I'll show you, a theater, which you'll see as well, a courthouse, and that explains this holding pen that Thomas Whaley had built in the backyard. In 1869, this portion of the home was leased to the county of San Diego to serve as the county courthouse, and that arrangement lasted until 1871, when the county seat moved to Newtown. That's modern-day downtown San Diego. But for a couple of years there, a very formative period in San Diego's development, this is where all legal matters were heard. And just on the other side of the back wall of the courthouse is the area where one would find the general store. This opened in 1857, right when the home was built. And the store offered a variety of goods typical of the period. Dry goods, groceries, you could find hardware here, other household necessities. The Whaley family themselves actively managed the store until competition from other businesses and the relocation of the county seat to Newtown shifted all commercial activity away from Old Town, and the general store closed its doors. Now, when it comes to the construction of the house, Thomas Whaley played a crucial role in overseeing everything. Kept a close eye on the day-to-day progress, worked closely with carpenters, masons, other tradesmen, and of course the immigrant laborers to make sure everything met his high standards. This small room off of the dining room is where the kitchen staff not only prepared all of the meals, but also where they lived. All of the bricks used in the construction of the Whaley House were made on site in Whaley's own brickyard, making it one of the first and now the oldest 2-story brick building here in San Diego. And he designed it in that Greek Revival architectural style, which was very popular in the mid-19th century. Now, I'm taking you up the very narrow staircase. Whaley was a small man, only 5 feet 1 inch tall. This bedroom is where Violet Whaley passed away after attempting to take her own life in 1885 due to a failed marriage. Her ghost is said to still roam the halls. And this is the theater I mentioned. Entertainment options were limited in those days, so Thomas Whaley decided to put a venue right here in his home on the second floor in between bedrooms where townspeople could come enjoy shows. Little concerts, vaudeville-type skits, animal acts. They all happened here for everyone to enjoy. And of course, I'm jealous of Thomas Whaley now. I want a stage in my home. Now, getting back to the fact that they call this the most haunted house in America, I've never seen any paranormal activity in any of the quote-unquote haunted houses we've been to, but this room is a little creepy. This is where the Whaley's 18-month-old son, Thomas Jr., passed away from scarlet fever, and that doll there, they say, has a life of its own. In the late 90s, San Diego State University did an archaeological dig, pretty extensive, in the area of the home's backyard that the Whaley family used for trash. And these are some of the objects that they uncovered: plates, coffee mugs, medicine bottles. You see fingernail polish, buttons from clothing, marbles that the children would have played with, all giving us an insight to what life was really like during the Victorian era. Now, back down these stairs I go. Yeah, Thomas Whaley was 5'1". His wife Anna was 4'9". Taking a peek into the parlor here. Notice that golden archway. Remember I said that Yankee Jim Robinson was hanged on the property before the house was built? Well, Thomas Whaley had that archway placed at the exact location of the execution. Much to see, much to learn when you tour the Whaley House. A must during your visit to Oldtown. Now, who's ready for a little sunshine? One of San Diego's most popular beaches, most beautiful beaches, is Pacific Beach. Now, the locals call it PB. I'm not a local. I'll respect the locals, so I'll just call it Pacific Beach. But it is beautiful. To the west, you've got the beautiful Pacific Ocean, and to the right, you've got the Pacific Beach Boardwalk, lined with shops, bars, coffee joints, restaurants, bike rentals, umbrella rentals, everything you'd want at a beach. It stretches 3.2 miles, and I'm going to show you as much of it as I can. First of all, I have to tell you, the Pacific Beach Farmers Market, which is held every Tuesday, is something I try to hit every time I'm in town. I missed it this trip, but I won't miss it again. As you can see, the weather is perfect here, an average of 300 sunny days every year. It makes Pacific Beach ideal for surfing, sunbathing, beach volleyball. And Oceanfront Walk is the place, bustling with cyclists, skaters, joggers. If you're looking for a day of fun in the sun, well, I think you found it. Man, there is nothing like a day at the beach. Still to come on our San Diego adventure, I'll take you downtown to the Gaslamp Quarter. Also, I'll buy you lunch at a pretty popular Mexican restaurant. But first, it's back to my hotel in La Jolla, California to pick up my Hovsco Portamax electric scooter. Now, La Jolla is a very upscale, stunning coastline community about 12 miles north of downtown San Diego, the perfect place to cruise around on this scooter, which will roll up to about 19 miles per hour. And it's so easy to carry around from destination to destination here on the Tattooed Traveler, because with that one-stop foldable frame, I just put it in the back seat of my rental car. And it has 3 speed modes, low, medium, and high. And you see those 12-inch puncture-proof tires? They make it perfect for rolling on the beach. Big thanks to my friends at Hovsco for providing us with that special link in the description so that you can get a Portamax electric scooter too. The name La Jolla is believed to come from the Spanish word meaning the jewel. And in addition to the scenery and the fresh air, I brought you to La Jolla to visit the Cave Store. This is far from your average beachside souvenir shop. It was established in 1903 by a German artist and mining engineer. And right about now, you might be asking yourself, why are people standing in line to get into a place called the Cave Store? Well, it's because inside the Cave Store is a Prohibition-era tunnel that takes you down to the remarkable Sunny Jim Sea Cave. It's the only sea cave accessible by land here in California. So you'll enter the store at street level as you would any other. They have some great coastal-themed gifts and souvenirs here, but this is the real adventure. For the admission price of $10 for adults, $6 for children, you'll descend these 145 wooden stairs through this tunnel, which was dug out using picks and shovels by only 2 Chinese laborers, until you arrive here at Sunny Jim Sea Cave. Truly a wonder of nature, and one that some historians believe smugglers and bootleggers used to use during Prohibition. It really is special, and you feel fortunate to be able to witness La Jolla Cove from this vantage point. This cave that we're in is the product of well over 200,000 years of the sea's waves cutting and crashing into these sandstone cliffs. And if you're lucky during your visit, you just might see one of these guys. These sea lions are known for popping in and putting on a little show. You're welcome to stay for 15 minutes, take all the photos you like, then it's back up those 145 steps. 145 steps. No problem. Still got it. Yeah, but that's not to say I didn't work up an appetite. I did. So I take you now to the corner of India and Grape Streets. What began as a humble tortilla factory back in 1940 is now El Indio Restaurant, known for not only world-famous chips, but also as the birthplace of the taquito. Yeah, those rolled, filled corn tortillas that we all love were developed right here by owner Ralph Pesquiera Sr., and he came up with the idea due to the demand for convenient, delicious food that customers wanted now. After all these decades, it's understandable that El Indio's menu has expanded greatly. But of course, the taquitos are still the headlining item. The restaurant remains a family-run operation, and the Pesquiera family's dedication to using fresh, high-quality ingredients and those traditional recipes, well, they caught Guy Fieri's attention, and you better believe caught my attention. Look at those taquitos. 2 beef and 2 chicken. Side of beans and rice. Look at those chips. Have you ever seen chips that big? This is just what I needed after a day at the beach and climbing those stairs. The homemade salsa was just the icing on the cake. But let's get to the showstopper here. Look at the size of this thing. My entire meal cost less than $21. Worth every penny, not just because it was delicious, but because now I can say I dined at the birthplace of the taquito. Our final stop, fellow traveler, is downtown San Diego, a section of town called the Gaslamp Quarter, a neighborhood that's been around since the 1880s, named for the gas lamps lining the streets. The oldest bar, the oldest watering hole, the oldest saloon here in the Gaslamp Quarter is the Tivoli Bar and Grill. Been around since the 1860s, and this bar that you see here is the original. It was shipped here from Boston around Cape Horn, and that is the original cash register from the early 20th century. This place has seen it all. It started off as a boarding house, a general store. It was a blacksmith shop at one point. During World War II, the sailors would come in from being out at sea, and they would spend time with the working girls upstairs and gamble downstairs. Much respect to John Belushi. And there's the chairman of the board. But this is the piece de la resistance, my friend, right here in the restroom. You see that photo of Mick Jagger? Well, the Stones performed in San Diego in November of 2005. And after the concert, Mick Jagger came here to the Tivoli, had a few drinks, and, well, did his business right here in this urinal. Seems only fitting that they would frame the urinal in a pair of big red lips, right? And as far as they know, no one has used that urinal since. As far as they know. As the sun begins to set in America's finest city, and on this episode, as the evening glow begins to reflect off the water, that to me is cocktail hour. Lychee martini, anyone? You come to San Diego for the sun, but you stay for the magic. Well, as always, we have covered a lot of ground together, from the cliffs of La Jolla to the historic streets of Oldtown here. There is much to see in beautiful San Diego, California, and I'm really glad that I got to experience it with you. Hey, if you have not already become a first class member, make sure you click join below. You'll get exclusive content and who knows, maybe even a personalized shout out from me to you. You can also grab your brand new Tattooed Traveler t-shirts and hoodies and those luggage tags. Those luggage tags are going fast. Order them now at thetattooedtraveler.com. And don't forget to watch us every weeknight on Roku, Amazon Fire TV, and DBTV. Until we meet again a little further down the road, I'm Todd Newton from San Diego. You travel safely.